Hello, it's Pen here on the Phoenixcraft server. I'm here at Possessed Zombies Museum today because I have a very special kind of episode for you. See, the other day on Discord, Momo asked me, Pen, why did you decide to start a server, a Minecraft server? And I started typing my reply, and then it got longer and longer and longer. I thought, you know what, there's a story here. So today I'm going to tell the story, and I'm starting here at the museum because this is, behind me, you can see all of the original members of Phoenixcraft. And we all came from another server where we were playing together for a while. So yeah, I'd like to tell you that story because that story is why Phoenixcraft began. And while I'm recording this story, here's a little time lapse I did of me making the waterfall at the llama farm and the lagoon underneath the waterfall. So it gives you something to look at while I tell you the story. So Phoenixcraft, well, as most of you know, I've been playing Minecraft since 1.8, and I played single player for ages and ages, and we had a family server where I played with my partner and my son, and we really enjoyed that. But they stopped playing because, you know, they're not dedicated Minecrafters like I am. So anyway, after a while, as you know, single player gets a bit, I won't say boring, but you lose a lot of the enthusiasm for building, and you're looking for something more, and that was me. I went looking in September last year, I went looking for something a bit special, and I started looking for servers that I could join, and I joined a server, and I can't even remember the name of it. It was terrible. It had land claiming. Now, I'm sure everyone's run into land claiming. I officially never want to be on a land claiming server again. It was terrible. And it really destroyed any sense of community on the server. Like, I built my base and I built a 500 block elevated railway back to spawn, which nobody used because there was nobody there. Nobody talked to each other. There were no shops. There was no central city, and it just, you know, I played there for a week and a half, and then I went, you know what, this isn't for me. So I looked around a bit more and I thought, oh, okay, I'll try a Patreon server, because, you know, a lot of YouTubers have Patreon servers, and I picked a YouTuber whose content I enjoyed, and I paid to join their Patreon server, and I hopped on. And look, it was beautiful. This YouTuber is an incredible builder, and their server was just full of the most incredibly detailed and wonderful build. It really was amazing, but it was also dead. One of the rules of the server was that you couldn't build within 1,000 blocks of spawn, so I had to go a very long way before I could find some land that I could claim, and even traveling through the nether was so long and painful. It was awful. But I found a place to live, and I started building my base, and yeah, I'd see maybe 1 or 2 people log on now and then, but most of the time it was just me on the server by myself. And again, I think I lasted 2 weeks and I went, this isn't for me, and I moved on. So I got onto Reddit. I don't know how I got onto Reddit. I'm not usually a Reddit user, but I got onto Reddit and I started looking through the Minecraft server forums. And one of them caught my eye, and it was called Atlantida. And it said basically no griefing, no racism, homophobia, you know, everyone be polite to one another. I thought, oh yeah, that's my MO. I like that. I can really, sounds like a server that I'd enjoy. So I hopped on. Well, within maybe 30 seconds of getting on, this person I'd never met before said, hi, welcome to the server. Let me come and meet you. And they rocked up and met me at spawn. And that was Oblivion Han, who, as you know, is one of the mods on Phoenixcraft. And she showed me around the server. She showed me her base. We talked. We had fun. She introduced me to her neighbor, Wazaboa. And he said, hi, I'm Waza. Welcome to my enormous hole. Because beside Han's lovely little jungle house was Wazaboa's enormous hole. And and it was just so fun, and people were talking to each other, the server was alive, builds were going on right then and there, and I just had the best time. Every time I logged on, you know, someone would say hi and we'd talk, And then people started just rocking up in my base. I remember one day I was building away and I turned around and this terrifying pink and green skin said, "Hi, you want to wander around the server and do stuff?" I'm like, okay. Well, that was Possessed Zombie. That was my introduction to the pink and green stormtrooper. And then I remember after I'd been there for a few days, I flew into Spawn Town, and there was this absolutely gorgeous build going up on a little island just outside of Spawn Town. And I said, "Oh my God, who built that?" And this guy I'd never met said, "Oh, that's mine." And that was Atlanteus. And we got together and we built a little market stall area, which was coincidentally next to the black market. I don't know if you've heard of the black market, but it was originally built by someone who got banned for stealing, but then got taken over by this guy called Oza. I'd never heard of him before. And I remember a little later on, I was looking for a book and Hans said, "Oh, you need to go to Weird Williams out in the jungle." So I made my way to Weird Williams' place and I walked through the portal, and there was this absolute extravaganza of terracotta right in the middle of the jungle, and I fell in love with it immediately, and Williams' bizarre train systems, which are fantastic. And you know these names that I'm saying, and this was my introduction to what a really good server is like. And the way that everyone said hello when I logged on, and the way that everyone talked to each other, and server tours, this is something that we brought with us from Atlantida over to Phoenixcraft, because it made such a difference logging on every day and having people say hello. But I guess and now you're thinking, well, if that place was so great, why did you leave? Well, all was not well in paradise, my friends. There were a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we were not aware of and only came out later. But it turns out that the server, which was run by a guy named Victor. Now, Victor was lovely. I had a few chats with him on Discord. He seemed like a really nice guy. And when he was around, he would do his best to sort out griefers, and because he ran Core Protect, and this was one of the things that I learned, how to have a server without land claiming. You need Core Protect, because that was how he sorted out griefers, gave people back their stuff, found out who to ban, all that sort of stuff. But the problem was that he would only do that very now and then, very rarely. And Han, we call her Han Solo, and she really doesn't like it. So next time you talk to her, don't forget to call her Han Solo. Oblivion Han, she was a mod, but she didn't have any powers. So she could say hi, she could message Victor, and that was about it. And it was really frustrating for her when things happened on the server and all that she could do was message Victor. And in the meantime, everyone's saying, "Hey, Han, we've got this problem. Can you fix it?" And she's like, "Well, I really can't." And we were talking one day and she said, I said, "Oh, well, maybe I should start a server," just jokingly. And she said, "If you did, I would come with you." And that was the start of it. And this was before everything went crazy on Atlantida. But that little, offhand comment started something, and we had no idea where it would end up. But back to the issues with Atlantida. So Victor was very on and off. And one day he just disappeared. And this very strange person came on the Atlantida Discord and started saying bizarre things that we couldn't understand. Like, I think English was their second language, so it wasn't their fault. But it was very hard for us to figure out what he or she was saying, and I think he or she misinterpreted a lot of things that we were saying. But it turned out that Victor was on 2 weeks holiday, and we said to this person, "Well, can you come and sort out these issues?" And they're like, "Oh, no, not really." And at that point we just went, you know what, this is not working for us, because as we found out, this was Victor's second server. He had a main server, which was an extremely highly modded server that he ran and played on. And he just made Atlantida, which was a purely vanilla server, because a couple of people had asked him. Well, we had no idea about this. We thought that, this was his project, as it were, but it was just a side project for him. And the frustrations with not being able to deal with griefers and not having mod powers got to the point where we went, you know what? Let's move on. And with this person, I can't even remember their name, they were in Discord, they were a little bit antagonistic maybe, and there was a bad feeling going on. A lot of people weren't coming back on the server. So we messaged everyone and we said, hey guys, you know, we're going to start a new server. And Vocal, who you will also know as one of the mods, was talking to me, and he said, oh, I know a great host. I've hosted servers before. And I was like, great, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Good job, you're now my technical mod. So Vocal sorted out the hosting. He told me what I needed to do. He gave me help with plugins because I had no idea. As a lot of you will know, I'm learning this as I go. And yeah, it's been interesting. But we set up the server and we told everyone, and Han and Vocal and I were talking and saying, you know, we really need another mod. Does anyone have a suggestion? And pretty much at the same time, all three of us said Atlanteus. So we messaged Atlanteus and said, hey dude, come be a mod on our server. And he was like, yeah, sure. Although not exactly, that's not at all how Atlanteus sounds, but you know. And yeah, so he went looking for seeds, and he was the one who found the 114 seed that we will be playing on in a few weeks. And it is really awesome. I know you guys are going to love it. And there's a world tour for that seed coming out very soon. Keep an eye out for that. But he also found the 113 seed, which was the crazy jungle mesa spawn, which, you know, it was just so new and so different. We thought we're going to try this out. And that first moment of the four of us logging on into this new world, you know what it's like when you start a new world, how exciting it is and how much, you know, potential there is in everything that you do. So we logged on and we were excited, and we started giving the IP out to people from Atlantida that we wanted to come across. And all of my favorite people came with me, and I'm so glad to have them with us on Phoenixcraft. You know them. I should have made a list, actually. I will put a list on screen of the 17 people who came across from Atlantida to Phoenixcraft. And I know that you will know and love most of those names. And that's pretty much it. From there, we started up, just the 17 of us, and then we went, you know what, let's get some more people in. So we advertised on Reddit, and slowly the server grew from 17 people to, well, we currently have 92 people in the Discord, and I am not quite sure how that happened. And I feel that I should know everyone, and I do. I see the names, I'm like, oh yeah, I know that person. But there's only about 25 or 30 of us that are the dedicated Minecraft players who are on, you know, either every day or every couple of days, who are building enormous bases, who are working on community projects. And those people are, you know, you guys are really special to me, which is why I call you Galahs and colour you pink, because it's because I love you, you know, completely. It's not at all that you're completely bananas. And yeah, the server, the fact that we've come this far in 4.5 months is really amazing to me. And yeah, it all started because I found a server with the most amazing community, and I brought that community with me because that was something special that I'd never seen before. So there you go, Momo. I hope that answers your questions about why I decided to run a Minecraft server. As you can see, it was completely by accident. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought of running a server. It's, well, to be quite frankly honest with you, it is a hell of a lot of work. And I can only do it because I work nights, as a lot of you know. So I have a lot of time during the day, which is the peak time for the US people, to get on, to deal with issues, to talk to people, to keep the community going. And yeah, I don't want you to think that I don't like doing it, because I really do. The community on the server is its own reward, and there's nothing better than getting on and talking to you and seeing what you're doing. I love going out to people's bases and seeing what they're up to. There are some incredible builders on this server, and I'm so very proud to be part of it. And also, you know, I like being bossy. It's great. I can be a little mini dictator without having to worry about all the wars and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's been great. Well, I hope you enjoyed that story. I had a lot of fun telling it, and I got a lot of feels while I was telling it, but they were happy feels. And I hope you enjoyed my little time lapse of the waterfall behind me. I'm quite proud of it. I thought I would end off the video just by reading out the names of the 16, can't count, nothing new there, the 16 original members of Phoenixcraft. So thank you to Oblivion Han, Vocalizy, Atlanteus, Weird William, Oza 2000, Possessed Zombie, Wazaboa, Blakeroni 155, SS, now called Sam, Lobby GGX, Eori 593, Malachi, iNudie, Super GR, and Noobly Troll. You guys have been great, and it's because of you that I started this server, so thank you very much. Thanks for watching. This is Pen out. Bye!